Hey, we're Steve
and Annette
from MoneySmartFamily.com, and today we're talking about teaching your kids to make money so you don't have to pay for their stuff anymore. Money Smart Family.
We've got some great guests on with us today. Their names are Rob and Melissa Stephenson.
So, keep watching.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
We should do
Watch
it together.
this next. Watch this. Watch
Stop
this.
it. We should do it together,
You
right?
ready? So,
keep watching.
Okay, before we get into what Rob and Melissa have done to their kids, something that we really shouldn't talk about.
This is going to be...
It's really bad. No, it's good. It's good. Want to make sure that you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you know when next time we put up a video. And
leave a comment because we love chatting with you. And we're going to let Rob and Melissa know when the video goes up and it's live. So they will jump on and they'll chat with you too. It'll be great because you guys put out the most amazing questions.
So before we start talking about what Rob and Melissa have done with their kids to help them become financially, or start down the road to become financially independent, we want to talk about us first because we have 5 kids. Our kids are old. They're almost old.
They're a little bit younger than Rob and Melissa.
Yeah. But we came up with a system because we didn't want to give our kids an allowance. We didn't think entitlement programs were something that really benefited them. So we came up with a system, we called it our Money Smart Kids system, and all of our kids did this. And it was a way that they earned points each week, and the points were turned into money at the end of the week, and from the money they earned, they had to give some, save some, spend some. And
they didn't have to, they could.
Yeah, and then when they turned about 9 to 11 years old, they started buying their own clothes. But we didn't have the element that Rob and Melissa did. And actually, we wrote about it in this book. This became a Parents' Choice bestseller. Got the Parents' Choice Award in 2012 for the best parenting resource. And we talk about the whole system when we talk about dating, we talk about getting our kids their first jobs, all kinds of stuff.
College, we have a really big chapter about college in here. But most importantly, it talks about getting money into your kids' hands so that they become familiar with money, they know what it is, they know how to spend it. And obviously, thrift stores are one of the things that we introduced them to, and they saw great value in that resale. We never introduced them really to flipping, and so Rob and Melissa have a leg up on that with us.
And that's
so
why
we're going to talk about
to you
that,
guys, because we think this is a phenomenal idea. Teaching your kids to run a business, teaching your kids to become self-sufficient, that's huge. So tell us about your kids, how old they are. Here's a picture of them and you, and just
tell us their names, their age, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we have 3 little ones, Roxy, Lexi, and Brody. They're 8, 6, and 4, almost 5. Yep. So, they're. It's been a lot of fun. They've seen this for their whole lives because we've been flipping their whole lives. Yeah. So,
how did it come about that they wanted to start doing and making their own money?
I started getting frustrated when we would go to the store anytime and they wanted something new every single time we go to the store. And it made me like, I don't want to even take them to the store anymore because it's just so frustrating. And it's frustrating to say no all the time. And then so I'm like, okay, there has to be a way that they could, if they want something, and they could make their own money. So we started thinking about it.
Well, and I thought, as you were saying that, I'm going, they're asking you to pay retail. Oh no, we're not paying retail. So I love what you're doing.
Yep. And then we take them to the flea markets on the weekends. And so, and you would always like let them pick out something for $1 or whatever. And so this thing just kind of evolved. And Roxy started to really get an eye for it too. So I don't know.
Roxy's the oldest, and it's really cool to watch her go into a thrift store, even at the flea market. And she starts to see toys now to where she's like, okay, well, this looks like it's worth some money. Dad, will you help me look it up and see what we can sell it for?
Aww.
And then she gets to buy it and play with it for a week or two, however long before it sells, and then she gets to trade up and make money and then go find another toy to play with for a little while. So it's really, really cool.
So is it, how many of them have now started flipping? Is Roxy the only one, or is Lexi doing it too?
All three of them are actually doing it. Melissa's helping a lot with their making sure everything gets done right, listing it on eBay and taking the pictures. So we are still hands-on because they're young,
Right.
but they're getting the lessons. They're understanding, okay, well, I have this much to invest into something else. And then when they sell, they have this much more money. And just like you said, Steve, you got to give, you got to save, and you can spend a little bit back to investing and stuff like that. So it's just teaching them at a young age this process of money that I never got as a kid,
Right.
which I wish I would have. And I don't think Melissa got it either.
Yeah. This actually, I just remembered what started it. Roxy really wanted this watch, and it was $50. I'm like, I'm not spending $50 for a watch. Like, no. I mean, we do give them some money for chores when they do them and whatever. We have a little bit of a system, but most of them, like, you're going to have to figure out how to make this money. So we started, you took her to the thrift store, and like, okay, she had $6, I think. And like, what can we get for $6 that we can turn into $50? And I think you bought 3 things that day. And then that's where we kind of got started with it. So.
And did she end up buying that watch?
No, she'd rather spend her money on something else than $50 on a watch. Go figure.
Our kids never wanted $150 sneakers, and they never wanted $200 jeans that had holes in them because they knew the value of money and they knew what it would take to get that much money. They're like, it's pointless. There's no reason I should ever want this.
And one of the cool things that you're teaching them is that delayed gratification. But she saw the value in something else as being more important. And that is a huge lesson.
We've had that discussion before too, because we're like, okay, you could buy this for $10, but I'm like, you know how far your $10 will go at the flea market if you wait till Saturday? If you really, there's a lot of stuff there. So
that's good. Yeah. Our kids, we paid them in cash, and they handled the money every week. And what they did, let me show you what they did, is they had little envelopes and ledgers, and so they would write on the envelope, that they got paid this day, and then if they spent money, they track it.
And the envelopes started when they were around 8 years old,
right?
Because the envelopes require adding, subtracting, percents, decimals, so they had to be a little bit older. So the progression was when they were under 5, they just had one little. Our daughter had a Minnie Mouse bank, and then between like 4 and 8 or 5 and 8, they had a 3-compartment bank where it was give, save, and spend. But then when they got to be 8, they were they had more skills, more math skills, and so that's when we moved them into the envelopes. And we had payday once a week, and we sat down and they reconciled everything once a week, and they were amazing.
Right. But for your kids, are they actually handling cash, or is this all virtual money that's coming in? What are you doing with a bank account? What are you doing with the money? How are they interacting with money?
So when we get the money on an eBay sale, we put it in our bank account, but then we pay them the profit. We don't pay them the whole sale. They only get the profit. Right. So if they've already paid for the item, they get that back too. But we take the fees out, so they don't get any of the fee money. They just get the profit, and they get it in cash. So and they put it in their wallets. Right now they all have wallets that they can put their cash in. And then, but we do want to start, we were talking about that recently, start some sort of system with Roxy now that she is 8, and she can do more math and understand more. So
that's awesome. I love it.
Okay.
So, and where I was going with that was, is it virtual money? Are they using a debit card? Do they have a bank account? Because what we did is with our kids, when they got $25 saved in their save envelope, that's when we took them to the bank. We opened up the bank account. So now they're
a savings account.
Not only looking at just handling cash, but they're looking at saving for the future and getting into the banking system. And then eventually they get the debit card.
And there were so many financial gurus that told us, that we heard say, don't encourage your 5-year-old, 8-year-old, 10-year-old to save money. That's just too much. They can't handle it. They can't absorb the concept of putting money away. And you know what? We ignored them. And we did it with our kids. And every one of our kids used that money either to pay for a car, their very first car, or college expenses.
What I love about what you're doing is that you're getting your kids involved in your business, which is going to help them run their own business someday. And it can be their own brand. They can do their own thing. and they can have another job, and maybe they'll be full-time flippers, but maybe they won't. But at least they'll have learned sourcing, money management,
The value,
selling.
the value
Yeah.
of a dollar.
Yeah, really, they're learning investment, right? I
Yeah.
spend $5, I make 50. Woo, that's really good.
Yep. Yep.
So tell us about the course that you have.
Yeah, we just decided to make a kid-friendly version of Flipper U and geared towards either the parents of young kids, kind of like our age kids, or even like preteens and teenagers can go through it themselves and get the information and to be able to make an extra income with it. So it's more like our kids did all the videos with us. Like we are taking them through the whole process of what to do, taking pictures of the items, how to list, that kind of thing. So
Yeah, it's more heavily video oriented for the kids versus Flipper University being a little bit more text and other ways that you can consume it.
So we
But
wanted
this
to
is
show it. So.
this is a lot more video friendly, so kids at young ages can watch it and understand and learn from it.
I mean, there's a very low barrier to entry. You can do it. Anybody can do it. You don't need any special, tools or skills.
Experience,
So
yeah, that's right.
you just can do it, and they
All right,
have a blast with it.
So for the show notes, we'll definitely put links to your kids flipper course.
Awesome.
And then we'll put links to your starter course, your starter webinars workshop for adults as well, so that if adults are interested in getting involved in flipping, that they can also see the information. And we have 2 other videos we're doing with you at this point where everybody can get more information if they want it.
Right. This has been good. I'm applauding you guys. I know it wasn't really your idea. It was kind of your kids driving this, but it's going to pay huge benefits. And I hope that other parents that are watching will take this to heart and realize that their kids don't have to be just a financial drain, that they
Right.
can actually contribute.
Right.
They can learn to be financially independent. The $50 watch that Roxy wanted and saved money for and then didn't buy, in 3 years, it's going to be a $500 item. And in 10 years, it's going to be a $5,000 item. And she's going to have the confidence to do those things because she started with the $50 item. You're
Woohoo! Cheers to you, Mom and Dad.
You're doing amazing. And we're just excited about this course because of the potential it has for other families to get their kids involved in starting a business and providing for themselves. And so, where can people get a hold of you? We're going to have it in the show notes, but just tell us where people can find you guys.
Yeah, probably our website, fleamarketflipper.com, and YouTube and Instagram are the best places to find us.
Yep.
So.
Right, and give us on YouTube it's Flea Market Flipper, and on Instagram you had a special name. Give us that name again.
At FLEA, MRKT Flipper.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Thank you
Nice.
so much for being with us today and sharing all your wisdom and the joy, really the joy and the passion you guys have for not only living this life, but sharing it with others and watching others be able to accomplish so much, from getting debt-free to taking great vacations to quitting their jobs. I mean, this is a viable side hustle and a wonderful thing to share.
So, hope you enjoyed this interview with Rob and Melissa Stephenson from Flea Market Flipper. Make sure you leave a comment below. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. And watch these videos next.